channel, and today I'm gonna be talking about the things that I wish I knew before I got braces. So if you are somewhere, wherever you are, and you're thinking of getting braces, I think these are some of the stuff that you should know so that you know you're aware and you're ready to what you're about to get into. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. You know how you don't have braces, flossing doesn't take as long, but when you have braces, especially in the beginning when you're not used to your braces yet, it used to take me around 30 minutes, but right now it takes me 5-6 minutes, which is not so bad. But flossing is gonna take forever because when you have braces, you cannot simply just put your floss in and out, then you're done. You have to thread the floss in. I feel like with braces it takes so long, so that's something that you should be ready for, especially if you want to keep your hygiene high, all the way up there, because that's what you're supposed to do when you have braces. So you're gonna have to floss, girl. You're gonna have to floss, guys. The next thing that I'm gonna be talking about is food. It's gonna get stuck in your mouth, like especially oatmeal, like it's gonna be all over your brackets. Like, it's so bad. So when you go out in public, what I didn't know is that I'll have to sort of like take something, whether it's a toothbrush or there's certain things that you can use to remove food in between your wires and brackets. So every time when you go out to eat, you're gonna have to take a toothbrush everywhere you go, just so that your mouth is clean and you don't have food while you're talking to people. So that is one of the things that I didn't know, that every time when I go somewhere, I'm gonna have to take a toothbrush, which sucks. And the next thing that I'm going to talk about is autoworks. You're gonna need autoworks, especially in the beginning. Autoworks, it's something that if maybe there's a wire poking you or a bracket, you can just, it's sort of like candle, it's basically like the wax of a candle, but it's softer. Then you're just gonna have to put it somewhere so that you don't get injured with your wires or your brackets, because that's going to happen. That's another point. I wish I knew that when I have braces, my wires sometimes are gonna break, my brackets are gonna come loose, and like here on my cheeks I'm gonna get so many sores, like they're gonna poke and poke and poke. Sometimes even the autoworks doesn't work, and sometimes your appointment, even if you make an emergency appointment, you don't like go now or not even tomorrow. Sometimes you can get that appointment 2 days after, and in that time, like, you just have to make sure like to do what you have to do, whether you are putting autoworks or a cotton wool, is it a cotton wool, cotton pad, yeah, whatever, guys. You just have to make sure that you can do, and you won't help so much. You just have to make sure that you do what you have to do. So the fact that I'll be having wires poking me sometimes when I'm sleeping, I wish I knew stuff like that. So I'm not trying to scare you guys, I'm just sharing from my experience. Another thing I wish I knew, guys, is that at some time or at some point during your orthodontic treatment, you're gonna have to wear elastics, the ones that you usually hook from your upper teeth to your lower teeth. And with those things sorry guys, and with those things you cannot eat. Like, you have to remove them, then eat, then put them back, and sometimes it's so hard to put them back, and they're so small, and those things, they're painful, especially in the beginning. So I wish I knew that there will be stuff like that. Beside the fact that you have brackets and wires, now you have these elastics that you have to hook every time, you wear them all the time except when you're eating and brushing your teeth. I wish I knew those things. You have to remember to change them every day. I wish I knew those things. So, another thing, guys, which is actually funny, before I had braces, I wish I knew that people are just gonna stare at me, People are just gonna be looking at my teeth. Some, they don't even look at my eyes when they speak to me. Like, when you go to stores and when you're talking, people are just gonna look at your teeth. And it's so funny because by that time you don't actually remember that you have braces anymore. Like, you don't remember. So when people stare at you, it only clicks later. Oh, braces. So that is gonna happen a lot. Like, until you remove your braces, people are gonna stare at you. They're gonna stare at your mouth, and you better have those teeth clean. Another thing which is so funny, people are always asking me, am I trying to lose weight? You know, there are those braces that people put, you know, for losing weight and then they can't eat and stuff. We can eat. When you're getting braces, not for losing weight but for correcting your teeth, you can eat almost anything that you want. So the fact that people always assume that you have braces because you're trying to lose weight, I mean, look at me. What weight am I trying to lose? So yeah, it's just so funny. It's funny. So it's one of the things I wish I knew, that people will always be assuming that I'm trying to lose weight. Another thing that I wish I knew is that your lips will always be dry. Like, I can tell you from my experience, I don't know how many times I apply a lip per day. My lips are always dry, like all the time. Like right now as I'm sitting here, I think I have maybe 10 lippies, you know, in every bag, in my work bag, in every purse I own, around the house, like every corner I have something. Like I have a lippy everywhere, I have a lip balm, I have Vaseline, like every corner. Like, you're gonna need that. It has become a bad habit. Every time I go to the store, like I come back with the lip. And another thing, guys, is that you're gonna forget your braces. You know how when we are on our periods, and at the end of our periods sometimes we forget that we're in our periods because there's no pain, there's nothing. It's like that also with braces. Sometimes, especially towards the end, you're gonna forget that you have them because there's no pain, and you sort of like can eat whatever you want, you know, your teeth are not so sensitive anymore because they are almost like correct. So yeah, you're gonna forget that you have braces until maybe you have to do something and you can't. Maybe you have to choose something and you're like, oh, I have braces. Another thing that I want to talk about is that you might go over your estimated period of time that you were supposed to have braces. Let's say they said you have to have your braces for 1 year. It might be 1 year and a half, or maybe 8 months. It depends, because sometimes your teeth, they don't move as they expected. Sometimes you have complications in the middle, so you must always be ready that it might take longer than you expected, so you should be ready for that. Like mine, they were supposed to be out by now, but you know, I'm still waiting, so you must be ready for that. But it's worth it, you know. It's better to just follow, you know, whatever, and wait for your doctor to tell you that now is the right time. Another thing I wish I knew before I got braces is that sometimes, you know, there are hidden costs. You know how when you go for your first consultation, they tell you maybe you're using a medical aid, they tell you it's gonna be this much to get your braces, like full payment is gonna be this much, and you think that is the only thing you're gonna pay. So sometimes you must be ready, or in most cases be ready for additional costs that might happen, like your retainer. When your braces are out, you're gonna need a retainer, and those things, like, they're pricey, so you must be ready for something like that. Sometimes, like in my case, when you visit a doctor, you know, they sterilize your equipment, they use new gloves, because obviously they cannot use the same things they use on someone else on me, so you pay for those things every appointment, so you must be ready for something like that. So I wish I knew that there will be hidden costs when it comes to this thing, because when you add your code and also this money that you pay every time you go for a consultation, like, it's too much. It's a lot of money, guys. It's a lot of money. I wish I knew stuff like that, you know, so that I can be ready and be financially and mentally prepared. So guys, those are the things that I wish I knew before I got braces, so that I can be emotionally prepared, so that I can be mentally prepared, you know. So I wish I knew all of those things. So if you're someone who's going to get braces, I feel like when you go to your first appointment, you know, use this video, ask those questions so that you can be prepared. Ask if there's any additional cost so that you can be financially prepared. I wish there was someone who told me all of these things. I wish there was enough videos, which is why I'm making this video for you guys. And if you know anyone who's about to get their braces, send them this video refer them to this video so that they can see some of the stuff they will need to expect. I know everyone's journey is different. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget to like this video and share, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. As always, stay blessed. Bye. Hi. Don't forget to subscribe. This thing